Well, well, well. Back again. Live in Transport Fever 2. Um, we're picking up where we left off last time, which was we were just developing this town. So we're just kind of setting up some basic road layouts for these three cities, because this is going to be our main capital hub. We like Pacifica. We want Pacifica to be our kind of capital on the coast. I know it's not in the middle of the map, but it's going to be our personal makeshift capital, which would be nice. And the road layout's rather interesting, especially this random, like, big roundabout thing. Got a nice view up to the Grand Central Station. Same with this quite large highway here. A nice view up to the Central Station. But we just want to finish working on this road layout. Because this place, Marlow, is going to be quite a key route because it's got this rather major bridge connection going through. This is probably going to have to be a larger road, to be honest with you. But let's fix this first. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. It's going to be difficult because ideally we want it to look similar, but the way that these roads are currently laid out are not really allowing us to do what we want. Unless at this point we just straighten it off to the end. Not convinced about that one. Da, da, da. Right, let's bring this road across and then bring it down. That's a bit better. Just bring that one down like that and then reconnect these roads up. That's going to be about it for that way for now, because we don't need this to be a big, humongous city, do we? Not just yet, anyway. Wrong with this then? These are all small streets that need to be upgraded to larger streets. What's wrong with this one? To do with this? Of course. Come on, there we go. Just about in there. Oh, no way, we got a like. Thank you very much for the first like of the stream. I appreciate it. That's very kind. Legends. This is a bit of a rogue time to be live streaming, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. 12:45 on a, what is it? On a Monday. Yeah. Bit of a weird time, but I've got work at 4, so it's either now or never. So we probably just want to bring this one out a little bit more. And then we'll probably stop messing around with our lovely Marlow. I think we will benefit in the future of just keeping that road somewhat along the coast. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it as it is. Just keep that sort of coastal instead of knocking it off a bit. Bring these out. Looking weird. Is looking weird. Very much so. Need to bring that slightly curved up. Just like that, hopefully. We'll bring a straight road up. Like that, and then we'll swing this one just round into it there. Then we'll just link these ones up. Just like that. That one's a little bit curved, isn't it? Why you like this? Perfect. And what we'll do is we'll smoothen that bad boy out. Make Marlow nice and smooth. And to be honest with you, just for now, I think that'll do for Marlow, because we just want to establish these cities and towns ever so slightly. We don't want anything major. Just want to give it a road layout so that when we unpause the game, they'll start to build. Oh, come on, let me get rid of the end of this. There we go, thank you. And then in regards to this road, obviously Tamworth connects out via here. I mean, we could just straighten out the connection along to the bottom road just for now, and then we'll work on this connection at a later date because it's not too important just yet, unless we want to just link this road just into here so that we do have some sort of better road connection. Just upgrade that. And we'll probably upgrade all of these because that's a faster route between our tomb, wherever our tomb is. Probably get rid of that road connection because this is just going to be factories. Yeah, it looks like factories. Good. And then that means Marlow, Tamworth, and Pacifica are connected via very small roads, which is what we like to see. But it does the job. This road, yeah, will need upgrading the central road here because it's going to be a rather major route. That's got pretty dense. What happened there? Wow. Stay dense or get frimponged. Yeah, cool. What I might do is no, we'll just leave it how it is for now because it looks cool enough. We'll just upgrade this to an actual road like that. We might just press play for a bit, to be honest. Not sure what we're doing here with Tamworth. It also might be a case that we just move these factories out of the city because I think if we're in sandbox mode, we can actually just delete them and place them down without causing too much problems. Because they're just industry. They're not. Wait a sec. They're not factories, are they? We need. Oh, okay. Not sure if we can change that. Unless we have to. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to play the game for a little bit, see what happens. What I would like, I'd like to try and keep these towns initially by the coast as an older style of town with some cool landmarks. Obviously, with the nice station on top of the hill up here would be very cool. But I feel like we also want to stop people from building here and then turn this into like a bit of a beach. I think that would be quite cool. But first things first, what I was going to do was we don't need no traffic lights. Get in the bin, traffic lights. We're just going to clear out all of the traffic lights as we just don't need them at the moment. Like that. That should be Pacifica traffic lightless. Good. Next thing we wanted to do, I think Pacifica would look really nice with trams, in my opinion. I'm so tempted to just get rid of these buildings along the edge and turn this into a beach. I think I might do that. I'm going to do that first because I want it to be a beach rather than anything else. And in order to do that, we need to stop the AI from building here, which means we've got to set up these little by the plot mod, which basically means that you add collision to the corner, meaning that they can't build there. Maybe it'll be easier if I get rid of these first. Cool. And then let's go back into here and buy the plot. And it'll stop the AI from building where we don't want them to build. And then we can turn it into a lovely looking beach. There we go. spin that slightly. Because we don't want any 1x1s fitting in there. Just whack that around at a slight corner. Do I want to put it out all the way here? I think I probably will need to, so I'm just going to do it while we can. Might save us a bit of hassle later on. Okay, we'll just do that for now, and then should we turn this into a bit of a beach? I think that'll be wise to do. So in the paint tools, if we see what we can get, so these are all the concretes. What are those? They're rocks, gravel, sand. We like sand. Sand yellow, soil sand. Let's just trial it and see how it looks. So I don't know what colour sand that is, but if we just start... Oh, that's actually the right one immediately. What about the other sands? What do they look like? That's slightly darker. That's a bit rougher. That's more like deserty sand. That's more kind of beachy sand. Okay, I think this one that we have ready probably looks one of the nicer ones. You got anything else? Corn wheat? Maybe we'll go with this sand for now. Just place that down to make it look a bit more beachy. Run it into the water ever so slightly as well. It might actually lighten up the water underneath. Let's make this bigger because that's taking a while. Okay, obviously where the trees are, there's a slight disparity in the surface, but that's fine. Then all of this into sand as well for the time being. Quite nice if this was like a bit of a touristy place as well as like the capital, you know. That looks nice and beachy, if you ask me. Looks a lot more appeasing or appealing than before. Interesting. Next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to set up a kind of tram line around here. So what we need to do is tram track and start adjusting this, because obviously we've got a tram connection to the station here, which is cool. But I'm just thinking routes wise. Yes. I mean, it'd be good to have trams going alongside the river, or the water, sorry. I think that would look pretty cool. And then one can go up here. Obviously it needs to connect into L station. What are these roads looking like now that they've got tram tracks on them? That looks quite cute actually. Not bad at all. Let's keep on going through then. We probably want one central to here on the main routes. We'll have one going around here. Need probably. I mean, ideally, if we developed this into a slightly larger road, we could just whack the tram tracks on there as well. Look at this absolute carnage. What on earth have we done here? Oh dear. What a palaver. Interesting. Now, we need probably tram stops. I haven't really used trams much in this game, I'm not going to lie. But we should probably think about this. So this tram stop, one might assume that there's already a stop within here. I'm hoping. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just for aesthetics. Interesting. What about a tram depot? Let's place one of those down anyway. Maybe our tram depot could live in this small section of emptiness. Oh, it won't connect because it's... Ah, boo, that's rubbish. What about... Maybe it can go next to the factory. I want to fit there because it's too tight. What are you collisioning with? Oh, you're collisioning with the bollards that we've placed down, but that is not an issue. We should still be able to build our beautiful tram depot. And then let's start placing down a few stops, and we need to figure out how we want to do this. Because that's a truck, a bus and a tram station. Can we make these tram lines without... no, we can't actually. That's a stupid question. Haven't really used tram or bus stop, tram stations. It's just not really something that I've used. But potentially we could use one. Just trying to think where the best spot for our tram station would be. I mean, there's plenty of space here if we axe this road, but that kind of the best position for it? Probably not. Because essentially what I want is, I want for that, We need to stop at here. Essentially right outside it, to be honest. So if we place one here, we probably want one along this outskirts section here. So I think what we might do is have a kind of a loop line which goes along this outer perimeter. So basically like a circle line, and then we'll have a vertical and horizontal line that goes through, just to add a bit of change. Then we want a line that kind of goes through the center. And then maybe, obviously we've got this just 3-stop center line. What if we do a loop that goes from here down and then through, or, because that's quite a long strip as well, isn't it? So that will pick up here, that will, yeah. Maybe just, this is quite a long stretch. Just thinking whether we actually need one that goes across here, like, that won't have one there anyway. Oh wait, maybe it will. I mean, that's a lot of tram stops for a very small place, but it's going to get very busy here when we eventually build up the station, connect the two other cities. So let's just start thinking about this. So the circle line is pretty self-explanatory, isn't it? We just want it to go in a circle around the outside, like that. So we'll call this tram Pacifica 1. And we're going to have it going the other way as well. Oh, autosave. Hey Coda, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, my friend. This is quite a weird time to be streaming, I'm not going to lie. But thanks for joining in. Are you on, have you finished school now for summer? That finished last Friday, sweet. Thinking of what we do with this line. Make it look very bizarre here. Not really much formation with this this line, these lines, really, is there? Oh, it's good that you finished. Nice summer holidays. Doesn't help that it's raining a lot at the moment as soon as you start your summer holidays. That's like a crisscross, and then can that come round down here on this weird route? I mean, it doesn't really make sense, but it is what it is. There's no tram track there, so you can't go that way. I think there's also a tram track here. I mean, we'll adjust it in the future because we just need to lay it down at the minute. And then it'll probably tell me as soon as I start adding some trams that it won't work. What would fit the theme? That looks quite nice. That's got 46 capacity. These look quite nice too. Yeah, yesterday was tipping it down. Pretty crazy. I think these are quite nice trams. Maybe if we just add those 3 of those for there, 3 of those for there. We'll buy maybe just like 3 of these bigger ones for this long route and just kind of see what happens. See if it works out or not. Oh, that's pretty cute. To be fair, it's not too bad looking. Don't look awful. Definitely don't need traffic lights here. And then these are bigger ones, aren't they? These are the double tracked. At least they'll start moving around a bit. I might speed that up a bit and just watch them start to do their thing. Look at this madness of a junction. What on earth is going on here? So I'll try and smooth this out ever so slightly. And then if we can, let's see if we can sort out our zoning. Because we want our industrial out of the way, really. Not in the middle of the city. If we start pushing some of the industrial back so that it kind of grows the other way, that would be perfect. Don't want it over here. Definitely don't want it along the beach. That's not good for tourism. And we also don't need that down there. We kind of want this section down here to be commercial. Then to my left, we want it to be residential. We just want to kind of keep the zones all together, just to make it easier for us delivering people and cargo to the area. Yeah, I mean, we could probably still push it back a little bit more. Like that. Hopefully that will still start building that way. We don't want to mix our commercial too much. I'm thinking get rid of those. Get rid of those. We ideally want our commercial down here at the bottom right. We want residential sort of this sort of area, commercial down in this sort of area, and then industrial up there. Yeah, sounds about right. Just keep an eye on it as they start to develop and see what happens, but it should be alright. Yeah, Coda, I got absolutely drenched yesterday in the rain. I was out working all day in the weather, and yeah, I got it at certain points. It was just absolutely smashing it down. It was unbelievable. Transport Fever 3 is released in 2026. If I was a betting man, and I'm being completely honest, I reckon it's probably going to be about December or November time, 2026. So, yeah, plenty of time to save if you did want to purchase the game. It's going to be really, really good, and I'm not just saying that. I'm really looking forward to it. I might actually get rid of these to harbour that separation a little bit more. But to be fair, the zoning is somewhat behaving. Good. Yeah, no, that's fine. That'll start to figure itself out. We'll just have to check back on the zoning in not too distant future just to make sure it's not going too rogue, because it just takes a one or two of the different buildings to build, and then it just goes chaotic, like those. Now, I feel like as this is our capital, we should have some sort of awesome historical building that kind of symbolises our capital. And yeah, it has to be historical. We can't have something modern, of course, because that just wouldn't really fit the theme, to be honest with you. So let's have a little look through. We'll look through the world monuments because there might be some cool stuff. That's the Notre Dame getting rebuilt. We don't want that. Don't really want that. What's this? I feel like the Colosseum would look pretty cool. We just reduce the scale slightly. Having a Colosseum kind of near this sort of central, or maybe even here, like somewhere like that, I think would look pretty cool. Like something like that. Yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't be okay. Maybe if we make it slightly bigger. I don't know if you've been to the Colosseum in real life, any of you, but it's quite the sight. Let's just have a look to see what it looks like. I mean, it would be pretty cool to have. Not sure about the green. Yeah, I went to Rome probably a few months ago, and it was really, really, really nice. Yeah, it is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful place. Beautiful. I don't see why we couldn't have this Colosseum here. We'll pop it there for now. Just get rid of this road. And what we'll have to do before we do that as well is capture this area so that people don't build on it. Just like that. Just hopefully stop the AI from building, and then we'll whack El Colosseum back down. Is that right? Is that the right angle? Probably that angle's probably about right, isn't it? And if we smoothen the terrain around it, hopefully that'll look a little bit nicer. Nothing a few trees won't fix. Sure about that. Why are you so high up? It's because of the surface. We flattened it out before. Maybe it'll fit a bit better. You can go away. Let's see. Are you now going to work? Or if I lower it down physically myself? That looks far more aligned. It's just obviously this slope here. It's not the flattest of areas. Let's just check our zoning. Maybe if we had a little road, like a really thin, small one-way street or something like that, or a brick road. Can we... What is going on? Why are you like this? Come on. I mean, that's kind of a street that's not going to go anywhere, but just to kind of have a border around the Colosseum, it's fine. No one's going to use it anyway. And then maybe a few trees to make it look a little bit nicer. What do we not want? We don't want... maybe we'll just pick what we do want. There's not really much of a variety of trees, is there? Oh. What are you doing? Why is there so many of you? What lovely trees. Yes. Beautiful. Go. Just give it a few trees around here just to make it look a little bit more, well, I don't know, a little bit whatever. You guys are being unruly again, so we've got to cut them back. I mean, I feel like the whole of Pacifica could probably benefit from some trees. Just to make it look a little bit less dead and deserty. Especially around these sort of factories and stuff. Just put a few here and there. They'll obviously go once people start building, but for now it just fills in a bit of space everywhere, really. Makes it look a little bit kinder on the eye instead of just dull, lifeless dirt everywhere. I don't think our trams will be making us any money just yet either. There's not many people actually here in Pacifica at the moment. It's quite a small place. A few trees around the train station, there's no harm in that. That seems to have collision on. Might have to. Let's do that. Let's do that as well. So I think this road here is going to need a upgrade because there's a lot of traffic coming all the way through, all the way on this route. Marlow and Tamworth are starting to build out a bit as well. I feel like we could also benefit from a historical, like a second historical building, maybe like a cathedral or something for Pacifica. Should we have a little look through and see what we have? Let's go over here, have a closer look. So that's interesting. That's not quite what we're after. St. Patrick is this? That's from New York. That's from Cologne. Now that one's a bit small. Berlin Dome. Cute castle, but not what we're after. Quite a nice theatre. Holy moly, that's quite big. Milan Cathedral is from Paris. St. Paul's Cathedral. Yeah, the theatre does look good, doesn't it? I thought that as well. This is a really nice castle that I want to use somewhere, but I'm not sure where. That looks alright. That's about it, really. I think we're probably going to have to go for... where are you? This bad boy. This looks quite Roman as well. I don't know where Bolshoi Theatre is. It could possibly be Rome. We don't know. Let's find a nice place for you. I like somewhere up here. Maybe even. We adjust the road slightly and put it like at an angle there. I don't think that's going to work actually. Just thinking about where the best place for this would be. That's kind of too uneven. Maybe here. It's just the hill is too uneven. Yeah, that looks a bit weird, doesn't it? At that angle. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not too sure at the moment, to be honest with you. City looks quite nice though. It's looking pretty cool. Check the zoning to make sure it's not causing carnage again. Yeah, I don't really have anywhere for this cathedral unless we... or this theatre, even here. That could potentially be our best bet. Here, because there's more space. Just looks really high up, doesn't it? You know what, it could work, it could work. Let's try it. Let's make some room for him. Smoothing it out slightly to see if that helps. It is slightly uneven. Say slightly. What on earth has happened here then? Why are you like this? It's because everything is always slightly on a hill. It's not playing ball. And we can somewhat get it aligned there, but it's just not ideal. It looks alright from the front, but then when you go round, it's just a big fat hole in the floor. Let's see what we can do to adjust that. Not really much that we can do to adjust that, is there? Pretty steep. Hmm. How bizarre. Oh well. Placing a few of these down so that anybody doesn't build underneath the monument. And there's nothing that a few trees won't fix, of course. Let's see if we were to place a few trees behind here, it might cover up the fact that this looks a bit skew-if. I mean, it helps a bit. It's never going to be perfect, but it does help a little bit. Cool, that'll do, donkey, that'll do. Cool, so we've got two sort of landmark monuments. Our theatre, which we'll call Pacifica, or Theatre of Pacifica. Pacifica, ancient arena. Amazing. I assume our lines are not making us any money. Nope, didn't think so. Losing all the money. Dun, 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 dun. Looking quite nice. All coming together. But this is certainly going to look quite cool, this place. Yeah. All of this should be like beaches as well at some point when we're ready. We should probably set up a bus station to connect Tamworth and Marlow so that we can start bringing a few more people into Pacifica as well. Because that will certainly help us in the future before we set up our train lines. While you're building over there. Cool, right, I might set up a small bus station. I might set it up about here. Just a small, simple bus station. Just to essentially bring in you guys to the city. Not sure if that's going to be the ideal position for it. I mean, it would be alright to have it there. I think we've just got to flatten out the surface slightly before we build it, because it's going to look very weird if we do that. Because it's just so uneven, this area, isn't it? So uneven. Definitely just made it worse. See if that helps at all. Smoothen it out slightly. There we have a very small bus station. And all we want to do with this bus station is connect it to Tamworth and Marlow. We also need to work on some sort of a connection for Shady Pines as well at some point. But we also need to upgrade this road because that road is getting very, very busy. Hey Laser, how you doing, buddy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you getting on? That's going to be a slightly bigger road now. And then we're going to need to upgrade this road. Larger street. Like that. This bridge needs a bit of love. I mean, it's nice and old school, but let's see what we can adjust it to make it look a little bit cooler. Got a lot of options, but a lot of them kind of just look the same. I mean, once it becomes more modern, that will look pretty cool. So we might just have it as that for now. Because that's quite a fancy looking bridge. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Laser, mate. I'm just thought I'd squeeze in a quick stream before I get to work shortly. I'm going to work. I need to stop streaming at about 2:30. So in about 45 minutes. So we got the bus station. Now we need, well, to be honest, probably set up a little bus station in here. Somewhere central. That's probably as central as you're going to get. And we want one in here somewhere. Well, that's a more reasonable size, I reckon. There. And then initially we just want a new line that goes from here to our bus station. And then this will be Pacifica 1. Then V Pacifica 2. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you both just automatically go onto the same terminal? I don't really understand that. There we go. Both can go into terminal 1. No, I want you to go to terminal 3. Good. This is just a tram station, is it? I can't buy buses from here. A little bit annoying. I might add a bus depot in to here then. Seems like a pretty good spot. And let's buy a couple of buses for our travels. 45 people, 35 people, 25. I think these will be our best bet. Three of each into there. Job is a good one. Now Tamworth and Marlow need some slight bus routes, just nothing too crazy, just a couple of routes to keep them going, which is going to be nice and simple to do because we've got a nice and easy road layout for this particular purpose. So let's do it like this. Like that. And all we want this to do is go from here around. Why is that not the same? Are you lying? Restart. Right, so we want that to go from here, 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 in a loop. I might as well have them go the other way. So a couple bus lanes for there just to get them moving. What kind of bus do I want? Probably the same sort of buses, to be honest. Yeah. Probably don't need many. Just 2 for each. It's not a large route, is it? It's not a large route at all. Cool, and then we'll just set up a nice simple bus route again for Tamworth, which we should be able to manage relatively okay. We just pop it on the outskirts. And then we'll just set up a line for here. Just like that. B, Tamworth, Uno. That will do the same. Just on a anti-clockwise route as well. And buy a couple buses. Ooh, a Volvo. Oh, should we use a couple of Volvos? I think that'd be cool. Okay, let's have a look at these Volvos. Very smart. Very smart. Oh god, they're on smoke. What's this game called again? Transport Fever 2. It's the name. Now, hopefully, bringing in a few more people will start to... Yeah, this is a problem. I could have told you this problem was going to happen. Not the most ideal position for a junction, however, don't let your dreams be dreams, just do it. See if we can add any further entrances or exits just to assist us. Honestly to you, the answer is going to be a big fat no. I mean, we could bring it out to there, but it's not going to achieve anything if we do that. Just going to look weird because we're on quite a hill here, as you can see. I don't think we're actually going to achieve much at all there, which is fine. It is what it is. Is what it is. Getting a few skyscrapers in Pacifica. It's starting to build out ever so slightly, isn't it? Really. Yeah, quite nice. Let's just check the zoning to see if we can. You know what? For the amount of time that we're away for, that's pretty well behaved zoning. Just got a few bits here and there that need to stay away. But as a whole, not too shabby. Just a couple ones sneaking in there. Yeah, it's not doing too bad there, to be fair, team. You've done alright. That's staying alive. Staying alive. What we probably will have issues with, we're probably going to need to make all of this commercial extend some roads out here and make this industrial, but that's going to be a mission. So we'll have to think about how we're going to do that at some point. But Pacifica, how you doing? 805 residents. We don't have any cargo running to it yet. It's going to be difficult as well. Oh, is that true, Laser? I don't know. I've never heard of it. It might be true. Not sure, mate. How are we looking? World's fastest tram. Look at the pace on this bad boy. Send it. Absolute full power. Good. Nice and hilly. Got our theatre here. Colosseum is just chilling and killing. I think the Colosseum will benefit from a few bushes on this grass. I think. Because at the moment, just a bit meh. What about these? Just to make it look less like vacant greenery, you know? Yeah, that's definitely not helped. Oh, look at those people walking. Where are you walking to, friends? Yeah, just a few of these in here. Come on. Oh. Maybe I'll just add a couple of trees to here as well, because that looks a bit weird at the moment. That'll do. Cool. Cool. And how are we doing over here? People waiting for the buses? Seems like it. Trees. I don't know how these guys have started building out on their own, because I thought I'd play at ownership. This specific road. Sorry, but I don't want you to build your own roads, because one thing leads to another and it just turns to chaos, so we'll just not allow you to build your own roads just yet. Yeah. And a few trees in here and there. When you're driving down this road, it feels a little bit weirder. Not just plain open town or open countryside. I anticipate in the future this is probably actually going to just end up joining up and being one massive city section. I can imagine that happening. What I'm tempted to do is potentially bring this out or bring this out. Because we want space for industrial to grow. We don't really want to grow it into the city like that way, if you know what I mean. And I don't. This factory as well. It's tough. It's tough. Must be stressful being a city planner or something. What is the point of this game? Message, I ask. What the point of this game? The point of this game is basically a transport simulation game. Like you set up transport lines and stuff like that. But I am very much. I like to. I go through phases. At certain points, I'm very much into the transport. Other parts, I'm into the just building cities and stuff like that. So I kind of go through phases on it really. But at the moment, yes, I'm going to set up all the transport and stuff, of course. But I just want us to look somewhat presentable as well. At the same time, I want it to look nice as well as function okay. You know what I mean? If that's what you're asking. Not too sure. Good. Glad it answers your question. I'm just drawing out a few roads just so that we get a rough template of where our city's going to end up going, in what kind of direction, if you know what I mean. Gonna probably have to cut back that road. This road doesn't really go anywhere at the moment other than this factory, so go like that. That looks pretty straight. That like that. I think we want that kind of like this. Smooth it out slightly. Cool. We need to prevent some of them from building here as well, but before we do that, we'll just add a little section onto the end here. It's going to have some nice luxury homes, I think. Or even a tourist landmark, we don't know yet. We'll figure that one out at a later date. Does that look okay? Or is that a bit skew-if? I think that's a little bit skew-if. I think the angle of this is a problem. Cool. And then see if we can link that around again a little bit better. A large street or a small street? I think that's a small street. That'll be fine. Just connect up. And whack that connection in there. And then this one can go through to here. That looks a bit weird, in my opinion. It's a bit of a skew-if weird junction, but yeah, it'll do the job. It'll be fine. No dramas. Yeah, obviously we need to think about extending out the other side because of our zones here are getting pretty full up. And when we start delivering cargo, make it difficult if everything's all over the place. What should we do about this? really do that. What we can do is a straight line up here. What I want to do is extend this cargo area, industrial area slightly. Doesn't want to play ball. We potentially run a medium street from behind here. There any gap between here? Oh, there is. We could fit a small street through there, I think. Oh, come on, son. Yeah, that'll be fine. No dramas. That'll be alright. Then we'll just pull this up. Too much slope, he says. Smooth the terrain. It's quite steep, to be fair. I didn't realise it was that much of a... That's crazy. Why is it like that? A bit much, isn't it? Crikey, Mikey. Crikey, Mikey, indeed. Try and link that in there. Then try to create a few more connections here. Not the perfect connections, but they will do. It'll just start to give us a little bit more room for our industrial to expand, and it makes sense for it to expand this way because we've got various factories and things over this end, so it would certainly make sense for this to happen. Don't know about that junction. I mean, that does look very weird now because it's not finished, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Now that we've got that extra space for the industrial to expand outwards, I'm going to try and force it out of this main town area. And hopefully this fills up with commercial. He says as ridiculous amounts of industrial start to build again. Yeah, we ideally want all of these squares to fill with commercial, to be honest. Because nobody wants a factory next to one of their major landmarks. Hopefully they're starting to build out that way, which is perfect. Simply just need to keep an eye on them, really, to hope that they'll continue building that way rather than this way. What is the traffic doing? Is it traffic chaos? No, it's not really. Well, he says. What's going on down here then? Traffic lights are probably hindering the vehicle's progress over here. And it doesn't help that we merge from one lane to from 4 lanes to 2 lanes. So if we just that road, want this road to probably connect up here. Be like that. Yeah, that's ugly. Sorry, everybody that was about to use the brand new road, but that was so ugly. That's slightly better. Smooth that out a little bit, and at least that'll be a easier, faster route in for everybody. Look how much that's flowing now compared to what it was doing. That's going into Oak Ridge at a rate of knots, it seems. Ideally, want to maintain the lanes the way into here. There we go. Hopefully that'll start flowing a bit better. Marlowe's looking pretty good. Tamworth, what are you doing? These guys are just crazy. They just want to expand, but you're not allowed. Stop it. Stop doing what you're doing. It's causing problems for me. I'll extend your roads when we're ready to extend your roads. But first you will build in the space that you are given. There's loads of free space there. Next thing we need to do is just cover off these sections. Just to prevent the AI building on the beach, because we're going to make the beach look nice. Do that at some point when we're more developed. We'll make it look more nicer and tourist-y. But for the time being, that will prevent them from building along there. Do the same just up this road as well. We'll put a small one just on the corner. Good, and then while we're at it, we'll do this road as well. Just move these off beach, and hopefully they won't rebuild back at the beach. And then obviously we need to make it into the beach, so just paint this over here essentially. Smoothing that out slightly. Oh, it's going to have some luxury tourist beaches. Trees in our non-developed areas. Good. Marlowe's pretty full up, to be honest. Pretty stacked. Interesting. I think in the future this will look really good, but for now it's just slow progress, really, isn't it? Slow progress is better than no progress, but once we start bringing cargo into Pacifica, it's going to look pretty cool. These cities will all become well, maybe connected up, or we can use them as separate towns. We don't know yet. We'll establish a link to all of the towns along here, and then these major train lines are going to go through these mountains, basically across the whole continent. Like to places like here. Yeah, it's going to be wild, I think. I think it's going to be wild. But actually, it's looking pretty decent, in my opinion. I kind of like the look of this. Only time will tell when they develop a little bit more. But for now, I think it looks decent. I do have to go to work, so I'm going to end the stream. But Coda Laser, thank you for joining us. And the rest of you that were here or have been here, thanks for coming. And I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.